Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner. Zach By sitting down with the head women's lacrosse coach here at the University of Albany, John Badalino. And Coach, thanks for dropping by. Your team has continued to gain traction here since the last time we spoke. Winners of 7 of your last 8. You gotta feel pretty good about how your team's playing, where you're at right now, right?
They're playing well. I think our decision making is getting better. We again continue to try to expand roles and just tinker with some new things and to put them into play. But they've, we're starting to do simple things better, and again that ripple effect I talked about is starting to become more pronounced, more consistent.
Well, you guys have played well across the board, but I see you had decisive wins over Vermont and New Hampshire. How important is it to put those conference wins in your pocket?
I just think it's, in terms of, again, doing what other teams know, they know our tendencies and what we like to do, what we're going to try and do, and again, we're going to try to, exploit some things we see, and I want the kids to think and act also, in terms of what I want them to do, but also on their own and make reads, and also it is like if they're trying to take something away from you and you still can do it and execute, then that's a plus.
A minute ago, you mentioned the phrase tinkering with some things. You have an opportunity to do that here in the next couple of weeks with where you guys are at. What do you? Can you expand on that a little bit? Not in too much detail, but what some new curves you may be throwing your team, or
that's exactly it. I mean, you go in, you kind of give them basic, and then you feed them a little bit more, and then say this is what we're gonna, and it leads into the next option, and you want them to really master that first piece first before you start adding in some other things. But I think we're ready for that now in terms of, and that's what I meant by the decision making getting better. Now we're ready for the the third and fourth and fifth looks off of things, and it also becomes more fun to introduce new things at this point because it's been a very long winter slash spring, and I think they get excited for new things at this point in the season.
And you got to feel pretty comfortable with your group to be able to throw new stuff like that. I mean, it's got to be a group with a good mental capacity and maturity, right?
Yes, they do. I mean, they do. It's sometimes some things have taken a little longer than I wanted to, but I feel we're making progress with some things and with roles, and I mean, again, a lot of people adding in, a lot of people scoring, and I hope to even increase that over the next couple of weeks.
Well, right around the corner, you have Binghamton first, and then Syracuse right after that in the same weekend. Not that your team is not going to be focused for the Bearcats, but you feel like you'll have to say, hey, make sure we focus on this one before you step into that next match with a heralded opponent like Syracuse?
The same things are going to be important to me in terms of how we do versus Binghamton versus Syracuse. That's one thing I'm adamant about is like just looking at your next game. And I know it sounds like coach speak, but where there's so much information now on the internet, and kids are reading stuff. I was like, I will not let them get full of themselves. They need to take care of business and do what we do well, and try to minimize our mistakes. And that's the way we approach it.
Well, keep up the high level of play, and thanks for dropping by.
Zach, thank you. I don't know if it was entertaining as Coach Canada, but I'm always trying. So.
All right, that'll do it for this week's edition of Coach's Corner. As always, you can catch Coach and I next week as we recap the Binghamton and Syracuse games. For Zach By, John Badalino, we'll see you next time.